Hey, everybody, what's going on out there? I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Thanks for showing up. And looks like we have a couple folks out there. I like it. We got Eric. How are you, Eric? We got Coleman, TC, Robert. Thank you guys for showing up. Appreciate it. We got a cool guest tonight. His name is Gary. I dig Gary. Gary is a lot of fun. Uh, he's just a good guy, a good guy. So before we get that, I want to share with you Gary's channel. If you haven't already subscribed to it, let's get his channel up here. This is Gary's channel, and he's got some great videos, guys. We're going to talk about a couple of his videos, but sorry about that. Like the cauliflower loaf. I have no idea what this is, but I want to share with you guys a picture. This picture right here. I love this picture, and I want to share this with you guys and get the story behind this because I think this is just hilarious. All right, guys, you guys ready for Gary? Let's bring Gary on. Gary, what's going on, my friend?
Mike, what's up, brother?
Oh, just living the dream. It's one of those days.
It's definitely been one of those days.
Yes, it has. Talk about a weird place we're in right now.
Yeah.
I'm not a big talker of politics, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
It's probably best not to, but
Exactly.
whatever side you're on, this is insane.
Exactly. Want to welcome Craig from Behind the Garage Barbecue and Steven, my brother Steven from Cooking with Steven and Jacqueline. Great to see you guys. Thank you so much.
What's up, guys?
Gary, Steven does the thumbnails for this show.
Oh,
what a cool! They're so cool. We got Scott. Scott's a kind of he's a Western Washington guy with Dr. Taste Good Barbecue.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He lives just over the hill from you.
Yeah,
you're in Wenatchee, right?
Yep, dead center of the state, right in the middle.
Right on. We got Keith on here. Hey, Keith, how are you? We got Harita on. Thank you, Harita, for showing up. I appreciate it. Sorry about the confusion earlier, guys. It's just been one of those days. Not just nationally, but for Mike as well. Laura's on. Gary, are you ready for some questions?
Sure.
Let's bring it on.
If they're seedless grapes, how can you grow more?
Yeah, exactly. And how would you? That's a great question. I'd like to put that out for everybody.
There you go.
All right, Gary. Where are you from, Gary?
I live in Wenatchee, Washington State, up in the Northwest. Pretty much spent my whole adult life up in this area. Lived in Boise for a while, very near you. And, I just fell in love with the mountains and just the whole environment up here. So Wenatchee's a small town, probably about 60,000 people. And we're known as the apple capital of the world. We grow some great apples, pretty significant wine country. We probably have 80 wineries within an hour of me. So
that include like Prosser in the Tri-Cities as well, or
no? That's a little further, but again, you go down around Walla Walla. I mean, it's just stupid. It turns out the climate and the soil and the weather is very similar to regions in France, where apparently it's conducive to grapes or fruit in general. So. In fact, I've known of cases where some of the orchardists have, transitioned, from some of the tree fruit into grapes.
The grapes, okay. I want to welcome Kent, Chris, and I think we had Biggs on here, Barbecue by Biggs. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Appreciate it. Yeah, I grew up in the Tri-Cities, which is, 2 hours away?
Yeah, a couple hours.
Yeah, and it's when I was a kid, it was all alfalfa and hops and apples, and now
a lot of hops down there.
It's grapes, everything.
I take advantage of the hops sometimes.
That's what I was going to ask you next. What are you drinking?
It's an IPA. I think this is actually from Oregon. It's Total Domination. I don't drink a whole lot. I like to have a beer or two, after work or whatever, but not a big drinker. But I do tend to like an IPA.
There you go.
And I don't venture much off the farm. I don't. Yeah, try this, try that. Yeah, same with food, really.
I'm having a White Russian. Imagine that.
You imagine that.
How about
Yeah.
animals? You got any animals, Gary?
Nope.
No.
No, I'll be 65 this year. We had a beloved beagle that we had for 15 years. And I don't know, about 5 years ago, he passed away. And man, I, I just didn't want to go through that again. And you get a lot of joy from animals, but the other side of it is I've gotten busier and older, and so no. The answer is no.
Gotcha.
I have a bunch of pet grills,
I
so
love that. Yeah.
they keep me busy.
There you go. There you go. So, Gary, tell us a little bit about your channel.
Well, not much to say. I guess it's been a couple of years now. I started this thing. I used to have a lot of people ask me about, what's your recipe for that? How do you do that? I really like this. This is really good. And it kind of feeds your ego. Not that I have an ego to be fed, but if I did, I would like that. So, I was watching some channels one day and I thought, you know what? I can do that. And I had an old iPad 1 and I
Ooh,
just set it up on a
good old
tripod and hit record, and goodness gracious, I every once in a while go back and look at that thing. It was like 25 minutes long. At
days.
that time, I was going to call my channel Fruitwood Barbecue
Okay.
because we live in apple country.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what I was doing as far as the video part, but I did a comparison cook on a Weber versus a pellet grill. And it was a great cook. And gosh, I was surprised. I had people like and comments and ask me questions. And I'm like, well, this is kind of cool. So I just decided it was just as easy to go ahead and shoot these things as it was to write all these recipes down. And it challenged me. It was a lot of fun. It was out of my box. I'm not that comfortable, I found, on camera. And goodness gracious, all the bloopers and mistakes. And I don't do a lot of golf or going to bars or whatnot. So it kind of just became, this is fun. I'm gonna try to get better at this. And so I'm still not where I want to be, but holy moly, when you go back, and I'm sure you've done this, and look at some of your older videos, and you think, oh, who is that guy? But
Exactly. Yeah.
so yeah, I have a lot of different grills. I think I have 8 grills now. I have flat tops. I have a Blackstone air fryer combo. I just got a stick burner late in the fall, so I really haven't had a chance to use that much. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got pellet grills, Weber kettles, Weber Smoky Mountains.
Dang, dude.
So yeah, and it's just kind of fun. I want to do this. I want to learn that. And it's you think of something in your head that you haven't done, and then you search it. You get on YouTube and you look it up, and somebody like Mike Wolford will be cooking this or cooking that. And I've copycatted you a couple of times.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm the king of that stuff.
And well, yeah, everybody does.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody does. There's a couple of things I've actually that are mine, but for the most part, I just try my best. And I think any category. I mean, if you're a deer hunter and you started a deer hunting channel, and whatever you're interested in, you're going to find. I think there are a lot of like-minded people around the world that, yeah, I'll listen to this guy for a few minutes. And,
Sure.
you kind of share. I've learned so much
Hmm.
from the other channels.
Oh, it's
I thought I
continuous.
was, hmm?
It's continuous, right?
Yeah, well, I thought I was pretty good. I kind of had a little bit of a chip on my, people are always raving about my barbecue and I'm good at this and I can do this and that. And holy moly, once I really started to get into it, I really learned how much I didn't know.
Correct. Yeah,
And
me too. I'm in the same boat.
I was like, holy moly, so that's how you do that.
Exactly.
And, so the good news is barbecue is pretty easy. 95% of the people, you could feed them just about anything and they're going to, oh, wow, this is awesome, even if you don't know what you're doing.
Hmm.
But when you start to get into some of the nuances of, some of the techniques and seasonings and various things, it really brings on a new, I don't know, level of challenge to, oh, wow, I should be one thing before I write things down. A lot of people had told me about that. Whatever you do, keep a little log. Write down
Mhm.
your cooks, write down what you did, write down your seasonings. What time did you start the coals or the fire? I wish I could go back, because a lot of the things you're going to find that are successful, shit, I don't remember how I did that. Uh,
Exactly.
you
Yes.
know, oh wait, what was it that because you start doing a couple cooks a week or even one a week, they all start to blend together. So
Correct.
it's probably like women for you.
Yes, that is definitely a problem of mine.
Yeah,
I've been married 29 years, dude. I don't have
yeah,
a
man.
woman. I got
Me
one
too.
woman.
Me too. No,
Lep wants to know, what did you learn from Leprechaun TV? I love that question.
you know, I learned a lot from Lep. One of the biggest things I learned was keep your damn heat down. I was
Okay.
always cooking things too high, and in fact, I remember watching some of his videos, and especially after I got my new Blackstone, and I'm like, so what temp do you cook that night? He's like, what do you mean? I don't. We don't really. It's kind of a. I don't know. It's a skill. It's just something you know. But one of the biggest things I learned from him on my Blackstone is just turn it down. In fact, I start everything on low,
Okay.
particularly bacon and breakfast kind of things. And if
Okay.
you need a little more heat, you can crank it up. But I definitely learned pay attention to your heat control from
Gotcha.
Jay's an amazing cook. I think
He
he did
really
a
is.
turkey on his damn.
Yeah, what
Uh,
he can do with the Blackstone is, it just blows my mind.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
I love his hashtags, Blackstoners.
Yep.
If you ever get venturesome, go
Black
to Instagram and type in Blackstoners.
Blackstoned.
No, don't.
No.
Conjures up images right there.
Yeah.
He and
No.
I were
Jay's. Yeah.
he and I were talking one day over the phone, right? We're FaceTiming. I'm like, and he tells me about it. I'm like, no way. So I had to look it up, and I go, you got to be kidding me, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Jay's got a big game coming up. I think pretty soon here.
He does.
A national playoff.
Yep.
I grew up in Ohio, so go
Yeah.
Buckeyes.
Yeah. Go Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The only reason I'm saying go Buckeyes is because of Lep. So,
Yeah, he's a good dude.
uh, oh gosh. Oh wow, wow. Where can we find you on social media, Gary?
I'm on Facebook, and yeah, I don't do a lot of Twitter. I'm not a real tech guy, so I actually probably in a couple 3 years, I'm kind of getting close to retirement, and I've had some people request that I do some small catering jobs. So
Okay.
I've been kind of flirting with that a little bit. The stick burner I got is big. It's mobile. It's on a trailer. It has a flat top on it. It has a deep fryer on it. It has 4 sinks, water. So it's
I've
kind of like
seen
a
that. That's cool. Yeah.
yeah. So it's so I kind of think I'd like to maybe go down that road a little bit and just play around with it in my retirement. I've done quite a few cooks for first responders.
Nice.
I've done some things for the sheriff's department in town, and that was cool. He got
That
on
is
the radio, and we had state troopers show up, and we had 2 different county uh, sheriff's people show up, and PD from a couple of little towns. So that was really meaningful to me. And firehouses, those guys really appreciate it.
yes.
And it's something simple. Just take them down some ribs. Just freaking say thank you.
Correct. Yeah. That is my plan for this year, because our firehouse is very local. Obviously, my town's only got 2,000
Right.
people in, but
Right.
that is my plan this year, and I know half of them anyways. Great
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
That's
It's
cool.
it's cool. It really is cool. And I just think if more people, I don't want to preach, but if more people in this country just said, "Hey, thanks," here's a burger. It took me 20 minutes. Thanks a lot. And I've done some churches and different things. So
Yeah.
so that's a lot of fun. I forget what your question was now, but
Oh, social
uh,
media.
oh yeah,
So
so social
it's
media.
okay.
So
CIPA, Gary.
yes, right. So my Facebook page, which I get nothing from, it seems like, as far as my promotional stuff goes, um, Twitter and Instagram.
Okay. I've been on Twitter forever, but I just started it, starting to push stuff there, and I actually got my first follower
Oh
the
yeah,
other day. I'm like, yeah.
yeah.
Moving on
working
up.
full time, I just don't have time. I choose not to take time. Let me put it that way. By the time and you guys know, everybody here knows, by the time you work a job and then shoot a video and then edit a video, which can take 2-3 hours, and then come home and then you need to watch videos, you need to support other channels.
Correct.
And holy crap, I mean, it literally becomes a big thing. So, I just don't experiment too much with some of the other media platforms that I could. I do work at a radio station, and I have a
Okay.
weekly radio show,
Do you really?
Barbecue 101 with GT, and it's on every Thursday at 9:30, and that's been a lot of fun.
Is it on the web as well?
Yeah, you can stream it. It's KOHO, Coho 101, and 101.com, and yeah, you can stream it. But that's been a lot of fun.
That is
We get
cool.
people texting questions, and I have a sponsor for the show.
That is really
And
cool.
the thing about barbecue I really enjoy, or one of the biggest things, is the community.
Correct.
People
Great
like
community.
yourself,
Great
and
family.
you get to know people so well over the years. I mean, I've been heavy into YouTube videos on cooking shows for goodness, at least 10 years. And even though I didn't have a channel yet, but you get to know these people and you watch them and you watch their kids grow up a little bit. And then, God forbid, somebody might pass away. And it's a big deal. I mean, I can remember when Piff, Phil and Florence, we lost him. I literally cried. I mean, it was really, how do you get that emotionally attached to somebody you never met?
Exactly. Yeah, but you do, right?
You do. Yeah, you kind of
yeah,
flip each other jokes a little bit, and
exactly.
you get to know them, and it really is a community. So I enjoy that a lot.
It is. It's a great community. I've met so many cool people,
Right.
and one of these days I hope I have the opportunity to meet everybody. I really do.
Yeah. It'd be nice to meet some of these people in person, but holy
Right.
moly.
So do me a favor. Actually, I'll hit you up on uh, either send you a text or whatever. I'd like the link to your show because my Facebook is somewhat active, if you don't
Oh,
mind. And I think it would be kind of cool to put it
you
out
mean my
there
radio show?
for your radio show. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, and it's uploaded for a podcast too. So I'll send
Okay,
you a link
that
to
would be
that.
great. Yeah, absolutely.
It gets uploaded to anybody with wherever you get your podcast, you can find it. I believe
Okay.
it's called Coho Icicle Broadcasting or Coho Community Connection Podcast or whatever. But yeah, I'll get you the link.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I'll put it up there. That's cool because then I'm gonna start texting you
yeah.
with inappropriate comments and stuff.
Yeah. And, as it happens, Uncle Steve from Uncle Steve's Shake donated. So every week I give away some rub, and
hmm
he donates that. And
Yeah,
then,
Uncle Steve's awesome.
what's that?
Uncle Steve's awesome. Love
Yeah.
that man.
And then a local retailer, a big one that sponsors the show, decided to pick up his product as on a retail basis.
Oh, right on.
So that's
Cool.
kind of been a really cool little piece to this whole thing. And people call in or they text in and they win their rub. And from what I understand, he doesn't just send out a bottle.
No, he does not.
He sends out a bottle. I don't know how he does that,
Yeah,
but
he's just a great
yeah,
guy.
yeah, it is. It's good.
We had him on as a guest right after Thanksgiving, and I'll tell you what,
Yeah, I saw that.
I loved getting to know him on a personal basis. I've talked
Yeah.
to him on the phone several times and texted him, but just there's nothing beats the one-on-one. I'm standing right next to you. I can shake your hand, but this is
Yeah.
this is kind of close.
But getting to know him, I mean, what a regular guy, did a little modeling in college. You got to give him a hard time about that. But,
Exactly.
somebody that decides to go out on a limb and start a business like that, and he handcrafts all of his rubs, bottles
hmm
them by himself, puts he'll put your picture on any label. So it's just a real normal guy kind of a story where it's working out for him, and I hope he gets huge.
Yes.
But it's kind of like a craft thing, like a craft beer or a craft
Exactly.
wine or whatever. He's a craft rub guy, and lots of good rubs. I use others. He doesn't sponsor me or anything, but He just kind of, whatever. He's a cool guy.
Exactly. He doesn't sponsor me, but you see, the flag back there.
Right.
I got
Right.
Uncle Steve, all around me. And if I
Yeah.
go, whatever, go like that, there they are.
He
He
hasn't
doesn't
sent me.
sponsor me, but I believe in his product, and he,
Yeah.
it's great. Charlie wants to know, how do you start a podcast, and it is a good thing.
Yeah.
This question you could spend all night answering. But
Right. So here's the
give us a
deal.
50,000-foot view.
I work for a radio station, and we do podcasts anyway. It's called Community Connection. So a lot of the local business people come in, and my general manager came to me one day and said, "Hey, why don't you do a barbecue 101 podcast this week and just see how it goes?" And so I did, and I've been around this stuff a long time. It's hard. It's like I didn't want to look at my paper and look at my notes, but finally I just gave my news director, here's what I want to talk about, and he just started asking me questions. And what I realized is I already know the answers. I don't need to look at anything, and it was pretty natural, pretty easy. And then the company figured out how to do the podcast platform. I can't think of the name of the actual platform we use, but it's I don't know. I think it costs like $50 or $100 a year. It's not very expensive. And then, like, kind of like the cloud, you have a certain amount of data that you can upload. And Charlie, I don't exactly know how we do it, but hey, get on YouTube and look it up, and I'm sure there's somebody that can explain it. But yes, in fact, one of our news people works on the side for a company that just does podcasts, and they do it for kind of a side business. And they charge $200 for someone to be a guest on their podcast. So he made me a deal. I think I paid $150, and I thought, what the hell? I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, what the hell?
And I got probably 75 subscribers in probably within 10 days from that, because it goes out. I mean, they have listeners from all over the place. They might have 100,000 people, and if only a few of them are interested in barbecue or whatever. But so that worked for me. And my channel's small. I am monetized, but I make about $150 a month. So I figured, what the hell, here it is. I'll spend this on there. And in my opinion, it's really worth it. Podcasts are cool. And, it's just a good way for somebody to consume your information in a car or on their own time, so to speak.
I turn these into a podcast. For me, it's just, I just pull it back from YouTube once it's done rendering, and then strip out the video, and then put it onto Apple and something else.
Yeah, that's a good idea, right there. Yeah. There you go, Charlie. Well, we already have everything. We already have the audio.
Exactly, and then I rendered as an MP4, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm not a tech guy, but it's the 21st century. I mean, it's how people communicate. Joe Rogan comes to mind.
It was actually, I was just Googling top hashtags for YouTube, and Joe Rogan was in the top 15. Like,
oh, he's huge. He's huge. Yeah, he was a stand-up comic. I think he did a little MMA, but he's smart, and he's just a regular guy, and I think that's one of the keys to this whole thing is I don't pretend to be something I'm not. I'm just a guy in a backyard in a t-shirt, drinking a White Russian and doing something I enjoy. And I think that's what people really resonate with. Their bullshit-ometer goes off. If you try to be something or, be entertaining or whatever, I'm not sure it's as effective. It's certainly not as enjoyable. So I do what I do, and if somebody watches it, fine. If they don't, watch anyway.
There you go. Well, Kent with Daddy Dutch wants to know, please ask Gary if he has trailer envy with Lewis' new trailer.
Damn. I do. Lewis is a good friend of mine. Lewis at Our Shack Barbecue lives 15 minutes from me.
He's the other Wenatchee guy. Yeah,
he's the other Wenatchee guy, and he's been doing this longer than I have. And he's got a big 500-gallon offset, and he actually has been catering for a while. But we keep in touch. We have beers a couple times a month and just kind of chit chat and everything. But he just bought this full on. I don't even know. I haven't seen it yet in person. He's only had it a couple of weeks, but it's a full on place. You could take it to like a carnival setting, and it has the whole kitchen inside, a porch on the back for a smoker. I know he has a smoker ordered for it, so he's going to go full on, catering slash park at places and sell food.
Okay.
So Lewis is a good guy. I really learn a lot from him, and it's nice to have somebody when you're into something like we are. Who do you talk to? I mean, you people's eyes glaze over pretty quickly, the average guy. So when him and I sit down and we really, hey, did you see the dude's video the other day? And Daddy Dutch did this, and the hot seat had this person, and we all it's kind of a nerdy thing, I guess, but it's
It is, but
really
in
nice
our
to
way.
share.
Yeah. See,
It's
you're
really nice
fortunate.
to share.
You're fortunate. We have two big YouTubers in town that do food, and one lady, she is just like off the charts in Eagle, cooking with Natasha or something like that. And then there's a
Oh,
gal in Nampa who's got about 15,000 viewers, and she'll
oh,
talk to you, but not that much.
uh,
Not to say that's bad, it's just they're probably busy. I
well,
don't know.
I bet you, yeah, I bet you get busy. I've noticed, some of the channels, Tommy at the gallery and I used to interact a
Oh
lot.
yeah,
But I get it, man. He's got like 15,000 subs now, and he's got a content to put up, and it's hard to not only watch them all but comment. You're sitting there typing with your freaking thumbs,
hmm,
and you want to go through. So you got to give those guys some slack. For it's not that they've gotten too big for their britches or snobby or anything. It's just, holy moly, I'm a
correct.
small channel, and
Yeah,
I'm whining a little bit, but damn, I mean, it takes a lot of work.
we have in Eagle, which as you know is the next town over for me,
Yeah.
the Grill Dads from Food Network,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
I have a friend who's good friends with them.
Oh.
And so I've been trying to hook up
Get them
with them.
on. Yeah.
Exactly. But, they are
Yeah.
so busy, it's just they're
Yeah.
constant, and they're not doing so much anymore with the Food Network. I don't believe. I don't have cable anymore. I got rid of it, but,
Yeah.
uh
We record stuff, and then we have these few things that we watch, and I'm constantly on my phone watching videos. I have to keep up with people, and it gives me ideas, and so I can't watch everything.
correct. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying to get them on, but I don't have much hope, and I get it.
Yeah.
They're busy,
Yeah.
They're
You
busy.
know.
Yeah. What do you do?
Yeah, that's
Well, if I
right.
ever get up to Wenatchee, I'm definitely gonna have a beer with you too.
Yeah, please do.
I will.
Love to see
Alright.
you. Oh, and I will be getting to Boise
Oh,
sometime.
yeah,
So
absolutely. That would be cool.
yeah.
I would love that. Uh, so what is your favorite memory of cooking? Whether it be as a kid, yesterday,
Yeah,
whatever?
absolutely, without question. My old man was so proud of his Weber kettle. And this would be early 70s. So however many years ago that is. But I can remember him whenever we would get together. We had I had three siblings, and they all had spouses by the time I grew up. And it was tough to get everybody together and to keep them together. So
Right.
he'd get out there and he'd fire that thing up. And I can remember him showing me how the air works, and see if you let air go in the bottom and then you control how it comes out the top. Truly, in those days, that was high tech. I
Right.
mean, that was like a caveman finding a 45 caliber. But
It's funny that the
he,
Weber hasn't changed that much.
no, it
My
works. It
my
just
grandma
works.
my grandma in Richland still has the Weber she had back in the '70s, and it just
Oh, man,
looks
hang
just
on
like
to that.
mine.
Hang on to that. So yeah, just memories of my old man, and being out there, and it's social, it's family. It just kind of, to me, defines American backyard, getting together, have a couple of brews, bring another couple over, you know, cook some dogs, and share the
Yep.
thing. So my fondest memory is from my Ute.
You Ute, the
Yeah,
Ute,
the two Utes.
the two Utes. Yeah, great movie.
Yeah,
Great movie.
yeah.
The only thing I've noticed that's changed with the Weber kettle is back in the day, everybody used charcoal lighter, right? And God, good luck getting that thing
Oh my
started,
God, I know. I
And now
bought a
charcoal
couple.
lighter is a big no-no.
I
So
got
now
a
you got to have
couple.
the chimney or the stove thing.
I think I have four Webers, and I bought them all but one on Craigslist, and they all came with a can of lighter fluid.
Yeah,
And I got them in the garage, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with these. No one wants them. Lewis won't take them. I ask him, I go, hey, can you? He goes, no, I got some too.
just drop them
So
off at his front.
I don't know how to dispose of it, but I guess I'll just use it in my stick burner and make a fire for something else.
What you should do is put, if you have 4 cans of lighter fluid, put one on each side of this trailer by the
Yeah.
tires. Just give him a little message.
Yeah. I know. He has a mean dog.
Okay.
It's kind of a funny story. His dog bit me once when I was over there. Not bad, but made a little mark on my leg. So you don't know. I would not go in his backyard.
Okay. All right. Never mind. Maybe he'll do that to you.
Not
Lewis,
a mean
if you're
dog.
listening, Lewis, he
Not
doesn't
a
have
mean
a dog.
Not a mean dog. Dogs do what dogs are supposed to do.
Correct. Yes.
And if you're stupid enough to be a dumbass, then that's so be it.
Yep. Pickles wants to know, does Gary still make the Kentucky black sauce? What was his favorite from the mother sauces?
That wasn't my favorite, but no. So that was fun. That was a fun cook. I did a video, I don't remember, a year or so ago about the 5 mother sauces from the different regions of the country. And I learned a lot about the different regions. When you grow up in a certain area, barbecue means something to you that it doesn't mean to somebody else. So if in Kentucky and some parts of Ohio, they have a lot of mutton, a lot of lamb.
Okay.
And they use this really it's a Worcestershire based kind of a sauce. And because it, I don't want to say covers up the taste, but it apparently accentuates the taste. I've never had lamb. I won't say I've never had it. I've never cooked lamb. That's probably something I should do a video on. But it was a black sauce, and then you go more into the Carolinas, and they have Pennsylvania. Excuse me, Pennsylvania has a lot of German immigrants, so they have a mustard-based sauce, which is a barbecue sauce, but it's really good with tater tots. Ooh, and then you go over into the basically in the Carolinas, vinegar and salt and pepper and some black crushed pepper. That's barbecue to them, and it's always pulled pork. Yes. Barbecue is nothing but pulled pork with vinegar.
And it's my favorite, hands down.
And so, but that's a regional thing. So if you grew up there and you're in Kansas and they serve you some red crap, you're going to go, what? This ain't barbecue.
Yeah.
And then you get in some of the white sauces, down in the Georgia area and whatnot, and then of course Texas and Kansas. Everything west is red. But that was real interesting when you really think about the social aspect of that and the I don't know what you call it, but the regional. You really think about your reality is what you're taught, what you think it is, and when somebody introduces something new, it's like, wait, no, you don't know what you're talking about. So, Charlie, no, I think honestly, I threw that out. I made it, and it sat in the fridge and sat in the fridge and sat in the fridge, and I never used it on anything. But my favorite, I make my own red sauce, which I like. My favorite out of those 5 was that mustard sauce. We still make that today. I use it in potato salad. It's great for fries, tater tots. I don't know so much I'd use it for a barbecue sauce, but it's really good as it is. So there you go.
Nice. Very nice. I see, you were talking about the different regions, and that's one of the things, like Idaho, the Northwest doesn't really have its style of cooking, right?
Mm-mm.
Not that I'm aware of, at least. But when you said Eastern North Carolina, man, it's just perked me up because that is my favorite. And you're right. It's pulled pork. That's what they do.
That's barbecue.
Yeah. And, but, in some places they call it barbecue. Some places they call it grilling.
Right.
It's like soda or pop. You know, it's the same
Yeah.
concept, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, barbecue kind of is identified by low and slow. You know, grilling
correct.
is typically hot and fast, something you put over a hot flame, and you got to turn it or it's going to burn.
Hmm.
Whereas barbecue is more low and slow. I think some of the origins go back hundreds of years, but in the South, particularly, some of the meats that weren't that tender, like ribs, brisket,
Hmm.
pork shoulder, some of those things, they went to the workers. That was kind of trash. That was the leftover. Here, you guys can have this. This isn't any
Correct.
good. And they learned how to cook it. They learned how to cook it low and slow. And they, obviously, or maybe not, they didn't understand the science, but they figured out how to do it. And then, of course, then it got taken from them. But
Yeah, but then it makes it tender, right? And to me, that's the best.
well,
I
exactly.
guess I was a
That's
worker back in the day.
it. Just takes time. It takes you know you have to have it on heat long enough so that the collagens and the things that hold the muscle fibers together can release, but it has to be a low enough heat so it doesn't burn.
Correct.
And that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's heat and it's meat.
So, and like you and I were talking earlier, to me, everything's low and slow. You know, that's how I cook. I don't. If I cook a steak, if it takes an hour to cook steak, guess what? It's going to be better than that steak you just took
Well,
5 minutes.
reverse, yeah, yeah. I'm always in a hurry, but yeah, it's you can't hurt anything by cooking it low and slow.
Correct. Yeah.
What? Hang on, I got somebody at the door. I'll be right back.
So do I. I'll be right back, guys. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We have both of us happen to have somebody at the door. Don't go anywhere. I'm back for the late night show. Guys, I got to say, your comments are hilarious tonight. It is so hard to keep up and keep up with Gary and watch your comments, man. I am just laughing the entire
Okay,
time
sorry.
inside. No, that's all right. I had somebody at the front door too. It was really weird.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, my delivery man's on the same schedule.
I sent them away.
All right. So, hey, Gary, what's your go-to meal in a pinch?
How much time do I have?
Nope. Okay, next question. No,
I really like chicken wings. I
I do.
like them because they're inexpensive. I can always do them right, at least to me. Um, I really like, if I have a little more time, I like ham. We like to do ham. We do that a lot.
Hmm.
And, but in a pinch, if I'm going to do something, break out the flat top, hashtag Blackstone ers and
You hear that, Lep?
burgers. Yeah. Do burgers. You can grab some burgers, especially if it's already thawed. I mean, you can have a really, really good meal on the table in 20 minutes.
There you go.
So depends on how much time I have and what I have in the fridge.
Yeah. Any foods you will not cook? Me, broccoli. Will not touch broccoli.
No, not so much. I like to experiment. I mean, I've not done lamb, not for any reason. Just I'm not familiar with it. I tend to stay away from things that I guess uh, mostly because almost everything I cook, I video. I do a shoot, and I made the mistake too many times of shooting something and it doesn't turn out like I'd like. So I never cook something for the first time for guests, and I try not to cook something for the first time. But no, I'm not. I've done bison. I someday would like to do an alligator.
That'd be good. I've
Uh,
had alligator and it's good. But
just because it's cool,
yeah.
something different. No, I don't. really have anything that I veer away from.
Okay. Well, you kind of answered my next question, and that was, you ever cook anything, for video and it turned out horrible? So
Oh yeah.
we've all done that, and I've got about
And I'll
15
be
videos.
honest. I'll be honest. I pretended it wasn't horrible, and I
Okay.
don't do that anymore. But when I started, it was like, I can remember. I won't say what it was, but there was one thing. Oh my God! I literally spit it out. I threw it away. It just didn't come out well, and so lesson learned. But hey, that's part of it. You're out
It is.
there, and when I used to ride dirt bikes a lot, and my buddy always used to say, if you're not crashing it, you're not riding it hard enough.
There you go.
So you need to be out there kind of on the envelope, and grow your skills and do something you're not comfortable with. And you'd be surprised how much, or at least I'm surprised how much I learned
Hmm.
from those kinds of things. But yeah, don't try it on a guest.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Chilling and grilling with Coleman wants to know if he can borrow the picture behind you. I'm not sure if you see a picture behind you. There's
Oh yeah,
one on the ground.
yeah. There's a picture when I got married the first time. I've only been married twice, but my mom asked me what I wanted for a gift, and I said money. So
Oh, it's dollar bill.
she gave me
Bill.
a sheet of $1 bills uncut, and had it framed. And I don't know if it's worth anything more than the dollar value, but we painted a little bit, so I've got some of this stuff torn down in here. But yeah, yeah, it's kind of an interesting piece.
You were probably in town. This was probably in 94 or 5. There was a guy that came to our store, and he had a car that he glued 30,000 pennies to it.
I yeah,
And they
I
interviewed me for it. And the guy, John Miller, goes, "What do you think about this car?" And I go, "I wouldn't pay more than $300 for this car."
right. What business?
I worked for Albertsons at the time.
Oh, it's Joe Albertson Supermarket, but the meat
Was.
department is mine.
Yes, back in the day it was.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
I do
Who's
remember that.
I was at State Street and Gary Lane uh,
Oh wow.
back in the day.
Yeah, I kind of know where that is. I've forgotten, but
By
anyway,
the
yeah.
fairgrounds. So, who's your favorite celeb chef other than myself?
I really like Gordon Ramsay, but
Okay.
I consider there's a channel I watch called Sam the Cooking Guy,
Oh, I
and I
watch
don't
him
know.
too.
He is so funny and so entertaining. He has like 2.5 million subscribers, and he owns a bunch of restaurants, from what I
Right.
understand. And I enjoy that. I really enjoy that. But I kind of like the Hell's Kitchen thing, and I guess Gordon Ramsay has a new series coming up. But and then what's the one? Bobby Flay, Beat Bobby Flay.
I love that show.
I watched that one, so we record those. But again,
Hulu has that, and that's what I watch.
it's funny. It's just and plus you zerk through some of it, just like people do my videos. Apparently, because my view time's way lower than the length of my videos.
Mine too.
But no, that's normal. I do the same thing. Double tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever met any celebrity chefs? Or
Nope.
yeah, me neither. I
No,
know a
we have
guy.
some. We have some pretty. Being in the radio business, we have a lot of clients that are restaurants and restaurant owners. So I've been toying around with having kind of a guest come in and actually that can cook. I can barbecue, but these people, they're sauciers, and they know how to do things that I don't know how to do. So I have toyed with the idea of maybe I'll do the protein and they can do something else and show us how to make a bechamel sauce properly, or some, Corey. Cooking with Corey is an actual chef. I think
Yeah, he's got a great
yeah, he's pretty good at what he does. Uh, so home head chef also, I believe, is a young guy that I really like to watch. So
Okay. Right on. Let's shift gears a little bit and tell us what inspired your channel. I think you kind of touched on this a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah. I kind of touched on it. What inspired it was there. There's a. I used to go to YouTube to learn how to cook things. And one of my first memories was I was doing I had just gotten my first pellet grill. It was a Green Mountain grill, and I was going to do my first turkey. And I did a search, and there was this guy named Greg who had this channel called Ballistic Barbecue, who we all know. And I watched that thing, and I thought, oh wow, this is really cool. This is really cool. And then I started to go to YouTube more and more to look up videos. And then and then I got to be honest, I saw kind of a knucklehead one day, and I'm going, I can do this. If that guy can do this, I can do this. And I didn't really have this vision of, gosh, I'm going to be an influencer. I'm going to make any money at this, but I thought, you know what, I like to get outside my box. I like to be challenged a little bit. And I thought, what the hell, I'm going to give this a shot. And, once you do that, it inspired me really to learn, to challenge. I had a friend that made me some ribs on a pellet grill, and they were so awesome. And I thought, well, shit, I'm going to get a pellet grill, and I'm going to be able to do that too. And I got the thing, and I got the ribs. In fact, I think was the first thing I cooked, and they were horrible. They were tough. They were dumb, but they just. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Maybe there's more to this than just buying a grill.
Gotcha.
And so kind of the challenge of, well, how in the heck did he make those so good? And I want to learn to do that. I want to be good at this. It's like I tend to be competitive, and if I started fly fishing 20 years ago, and it's like, holy crap, I need to that. Don't get in that. That's insanity. You can really spin deep into that, but the challenge of it, and it was interesting. And I got to be honest, there is a gratification from making people happy. From wow, GT, this is really good. Thank you. How do you do that? And so there's some ego in it.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so that's it. It's then you either stick with it or you don't, and it's a slow going.
It is.
Yeah.
So when you started, or even 6 months into it or a year, what was your biggest challenge?
Well, I guess my biggest challenge was time management. Often I try to do my shoots on Saturday and then post them the following Saturday. So I'm always a video ahead. And it would be Friday night, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to cook. And then I look at a list, and I'm like, I can't da da da. And I didn't have the stuff, and I was always, it seemed like, under pressure to get to the store in the morning and get it done and get the video done and get it shot. And so being organized was really a challenge for me. Being consistent, so having something ready for every single week. The holidays are just for me, it's impossible. Uh, Not impossible, but yeah, time management and getting it all done and fitting it in with your family time and your work time. And gosh, you get off work and it's, I got to shoot a video now. So
Exactly.
time management and the creative process of, well, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. Now what am I going to, crocodile testicles is next on my list, I think. Okay.
Okay.
I
Rocky Mountain oysters. Let's talk.
well, yeah.
Charlie wants to know what's your favorite fish recipe.
Salmon.
Salmon.
We get a lot of good salmon up here in the Pacific Northwest. You probably do in Boise too. I'm not a big fish eater. I'm not a trout guy. I'm not a bass guy. Salmon. Salmon's, you go to Safeway and it's fresh or fairly fresh because it's 2 hours away from Seattle. It's easy. It's fast. You can do it so many ways. Salmon is my favorite fish.
Okay. Not sure what this means, but Cooking Green Bastard Style says, "Hey GT Barbecue, a mixeroo." You're welcome, bro.
Yeah. So kind of a thing whenever I'm stirring something, I'll use the phrase, well, okay, now mixeroo. By the way, that's a technical term.
Oh God,
Or
yes.
flipperoo, technical term, or stirreroo. And I don't know where that came from, but it kind of folded into my deal, and it's it's just one of those quirks I have. And
I know I feel like a dumbass now because second you
yeah,
said that, I know what he's talking
yeah, yeah. Green
about.
Bastard is a big Fallout 4 player, by the way.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I digress.
No. So when you film, you're talking about filming. Do you do one camera, two camera?
One, usually. I have two. I have a camera that I got for Christmas, but honestly, it's just so easy. I use my phone, and
Okay.
it's hard. It's easy for me to set it up. I know where to put it. I stand over here, I hit it, I do it, I move it over here. Uh, I'd like to advance my skill set to two cameras, I suppose, and whatnot. But it's one for me. And man, you can, maybe someday when I have more time or choose to take more time, I'll use to. But I've never done it yet. I haven't this. I just looked at it, it's sitting over there. I haven't even used it. So
I used to do two cameras, and for me, editing was such a pain.
right, I can't even imagine. It's a
Yeah.
pain for me
Yeah, it
to do
already takes
one.
2, 3 hours of editing
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah,
and to just sit there and go, now I've got two rolls of film
right,
basically that I
right.
got to go through. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is Craig or Charlie asking this, but what is your favorite cook? And that was going to be a question coming up, so let's answer it now. Of all your videos, what's your favorite? I can tell you what mine is, but what's yours?
Um, as far as the product, um, wow. Okay, so I make these things. I call them mini meatloaves, and I use this little pan. They're delicious. They're easy. My family loves them. I have people ask me to freeze them for them. Uh, my favorite thing to cook, if I have time, is brisket.
Okay.
In my opinion, that's the hardest thing to do right in barbecue, at least for me. Pork butt, you can't hurt it. It's bulletproof. It's really hard to screw that up. But I like to really lay into a brisket and trim it right, take my time, round the edges. Uh, so that's a tough one. It's like, what's my favorite song? But my favorite thing to do, because it's cheap and easy, really is my mini meatloaves and
Okay.
mashed potatoes and mini meatballs. We have meatballs and just stuff that's cheap and easy, doesn't take a lot of time, and it's just comfort food. It's good. And Charlie does a lot of great. Charlie just did a great video on a side with some bacon and some potatoes and
Mhm.
beans and stuff like that. Just real food that real people would eat.
And you could take those meatballs and put them on the pitchfork.
Yeah, the pitchfork. Yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's my favorite. I found that so funny.
Yeah, well, that was a collaboration, and it was a small group. The people involved didn't want a lot of people, and it had some rules. You had to use a non-traditional heat source or a non-traditional cooking vessel, and you had to cook a thing with it. And Chris Meat Cranium down in Florida, he did his with the sun,
Interesting.
with sunlight, and someone else did too. I'm trying to think who it was, but so I figured, well, so I had this pitchfork, and I thought, well, hell, that's about as non-traditional of a cooking vessel as you can get.
Actually, I could see my grandpa trying it, but
And yeah, and so I just took my chimney from my Weber and filled it with coals and put those on there. And my wife wouldn't eat it because it was not a brand new pitchfork. But
Oh, used, yes.
no, but I scrubbed the crap out of that thing. I mean, I sanitized it, and plus I held it over the coals and got it red hot first.
Oh, yes,
So
it's
it
fine.
was safe, but there was the ick factor for her. But
When I come to
honestly,
visit, that's what I want.
that came out really good. That was a lot of fun.
It looked
And
good. It really did.
yeah, no, if you watch that video and you click on the hashtag, there's some pretty interesting uh, other versions. I think, in fact, Corey did one on a shovel. He used a shovel
Okay.
for his. Anyway, that's what that was about. That was a collaboration. Those are fun.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
So Pickles wants to know how does Gary feel when he goes over to people's houses and they're barbecuing? Does he want to tell them or stand back?
Stand back.
Yeah.
It's you never walk over and open the lid on another man's grill.
That's true.
And no, if I'm asked, I give my opinion, and sometimes they're sorry they asked. But I have some neighbors that barbecue,
Sure.
and no, I stand back. I don't know everything, and I'm not that good at certain things, and it's kind of like Oprah. People think because you're on TV that you know what you're talking about,
I'm on YouTube. I know what I'm
and
talking
and
about.
you do, so it's
Not a clue, man.
yeah, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy in the backyard. But no, I stay back. I try to bite my lip, and whatever. Another thing I've learned is what's good to one person. My mom used to make the best. Um, what do you call those open face sandwiches with like the spaghetti meat on it?
Meatball. No.
Oh no! Oh, for Christ's sake! Anyway, my mom used to make these sandwiches with basically it's like a chili sauce on it, only it's not chili, it's spaghetti sauce like. And they were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have them at somebody else's house, and it's like, no, this isn't right. This doesn't taste right. It's so, what's right for them is what's right for them. You do you, and you do your family. I quit cooking for other people. I used to, man, every time I cook something, I do it different. Finally, I just figured out I like it like this. 95% of the people are going to like it no matter what you do anyway. So cook for yourself, get it to where you're consistent, make it easy. I know my times, I know my temps, I know what I'm going to do. And, especially when I start to get into catering more, that's going to be important to just be consistent, be yourself. And if somebody else does it different, awesome. That's cool.
Yeah. I agree. Craig
Right?
wants to know, what is your favorite pellet to use?
I use a
Great
brand
question.
called Lumberjack.
Okay, I've seen those out and about, yeah.
We have a local place here that you can get a 40-pound bag for $20. And usually the 20-pound bags are about $15 around here anyway. So they are real wood. It's not just oak that's been flavored to taste like cherry, which certain brands are. They're a little dusty. I will say that. I do notice sometimes there's a little, but they burn good. They burn hot. They seem to be efficient, and I can taste the difference. So that's a loaded question because everybody, it's like Ford and Chevy.
Yeah.
Ford has the heated tailgate, so you keep your hands warm when you're pushing it. But so I like Lumberjack. That's pretty much all I use.
Gotcha. Lewis finally showed up. Welcome to the party.
What's
Better
up,
late
LT?
than never. Yeah, we were talking about you earlier and what Gary and I have planned for you when I come visit.
Yep.
Just make sure you keep your dog in the house that night.
Yeah, I have trailer envy, Lewis.
Trailer envy. That's funny. Oh, I lost my place. So when you do a cook, let's say you're going to do a cook this Saturday, how much research do you put into it? I know people like Patrick over at Patty Joe. He just throws it out there, whatever suits fancy.
If I watch, I don't know. I probably watch four different, maybe three different cooks on it. Most stuff is similar to something I've done before. You know, when I was getting started, I probably did more research, but speaking of Lewis, he's done some things that are pretty creative. He did like the Chinese pork with the
Yes,
red, the red, out thing, and
I
that's the
watched that.
only.
I thought, damn, how can I do that?
So I just watched his video and that one thing, and I did just what he did, and Craig, I, I I just have kind of my go-to places, and I don't want to call anybody out in particular, but
Craig's got some crazy cooks.
Craig is. I'll tell you what. Excuse me.
They're great too.
Yeah, he did the spicy chicken thing that I copied, and oh my god, it was good. My wife won't eat it because it's too hot, but he's the real deal.
Yeah.
You're all the real deal. And again, I'm not calling anybody out in particular, but you just go. It's not that hard. Just go watch a couple. Get the basic idea, and then I may not have that rub, or I may not have that kind of sauce, or I may not have this. I try to keep stocked up on my wash your sister sauce, but
I call it your sister, but yeah.
Other than that, so not a lot of research. If I was going to do, what do you call that when you take a roast and you wrap it with this breaded kind of a paste and beef Wellington, I think it is. That's something I'd really like to try to do, but I'd research that more than. It's not really needed. It's not that hard. It's meat and it's heat. Just come up with something you want to do and throw it on there. And I do recommend you don't film it or serve it if it's your first time doing it. But anyone can do this. It's something a child can do and be successful at, and it's something that a 20-year veteran can do and fail at. It just depends on so many variables, but just freaking have fun with it.
I think that's the name of the game, right? Even like Sam, the cooking guy or cooking jerk, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah,
he has fun too. You can tell he's having fun.
You can. He's a cool dude. He just, at least for me, he's just funny. His videos are way too long. They're all like 20 minutes long. And I start watching, I'm like, but it's the one thing, it's really, the one channel that Leanna and I both like to watch together. Not so much because of the food, but just because he's hilarious. He's got this dry, and then he interacts with his son, and they flip each other. Anyway.
Yeah, they give each other crap constantly.
Yeah, him and Max. And he actually sells knives now. I bought some of that. Anyway, forgot what the question was again, but
research basically.
Yeah, not too much.
Okay.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, I kind of get an idea in my head, and I kind of look around. I'm pretty much like you too. I'll look at Sam, the cooking guy, and I'll look at 3 or 4 different things and go, okay,
yeah,
this is how I would do it. It's very similar.
Yeah, and you may not like it, and then you write shit down. I said that before. That's a big deal. Write down what you do.
Correct.
Because there's going to be things you like and you want to replicate, and there's going to be other things you don't like, and you can kind of look at it and go, oh, okay, well, this or that. So I actually bought a little log book that's made for barbecue. I can't think of the name of it, but they have them on Amazon. They're like $8. And get a yellow pad or get something and write down your cooks and keep it.
I have my wife got me one. It says the dude's recipes on the front.
Sweet.
It's bound, and I started writing them down the day after Christmas. All these ideas, and then just research. But
keep a log. That's a big. I mean, yeah. There you go. One more thing. Gee, okay, in my spare time, I'll do that.
Yeah, all that spare time I got.
Right.
How about editing? You said you do it on your phone. Do you edit on your phone? Or?
No. I can't. Lewis used to. Lewis has a big, high-powered freaking computer from NASA that he built now, but he used to edit on his phone, and I'm like, my God, how do you see that? No, I use a software called Filmora, and I think I paid $65 for a lifetime license.
Oh, nice.
And it has music and kind of widgets and things. It's really easy. Once you kind of get to know how to use it, to cut and paste and the little effects, And I just do it on my computer so I can see. Honestly, my vision isn't what it used to be, and my brain, I just like bigger things, bigger pictures, so I can kind of follow along what I'm doing. But no, I really like the software I use. And I bought it was Black Friday, I think 2 years ago, I bought a gamer's computer because they have apparently advanced video cards.
That's what I have sitting right over there. Yep.
And I want to say I paid like $600 or $700 for it. It was not very expensive on Black Friday. And that thing just smokes. It just works great for me. So when I shoot, it doesn't take very long to get the video from my phone to the computer. The longest part is when I render it from the software down to my hard drive.
Gotcha.
It takes about 25 minutes, for a 10-minute video to export. So it's, just, I think it's important to learn to edit. I think it can really take a mediocre video and make it watchable. And at the end of the day, if it's watchable, it can be entertaining, even if it's not necessarily the best cook you've ever done.
Yeah. I just want to say, Lee, you just ran a red light, dude. You need to go back, pull over, make sure there's no cops, dude. Lee from Smoking Bears is driving home and listening. So.
Oh, God. Yeah, I hope he's not in D.C. right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Drive faster, Lee. How about bloopers, Gary?
I have.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of them. I've done this so many times, but sometimes I just can't get through the intro. It's
Charlie has that problem too. You ever notice that?
So sometimes I've actually left them in, and I like that when people do that. I really want to try to do more of that. I'm usually in such a hurry when I do my editing. I just want to get the damn thing done and posted. But I like bloopers being left in, and I don't know. I know what I want to say, but you could just get tongue twisted. And what was I going to say? Wait, who is that channel? And so everybody has them, and in my opinion, I like them. I think it's something you should include maybe at the end. I've even considered doing a blooper reel that's the whole video is bloopers.
Same here.
And just put pictures, make it fun. So there you go. There's an idea.
There you go.
Speaking of ideas, one thing, and I don't know what you're going to ask later, but Lewis and I were talking one time. We were having a beer, and we were talking about what are you going to shoot this weekend? And he goes, well, I'm thinking about doing a video on my Rectech, just kind of a review. And I said, yeah, I've been thinking about the same thing. So I called him, I don't know, a couple days later, and I said, hey man, I don't want to steal your idea. I'm going to do this video on my Rectech. And he goes, yeah, go ahead. That's cool. And that's, I think that's my number 3 most watched. I think I'm up to like 25,000 views on that, which I know some of you have some bigger views, but I'm normally a 100 view guy. So do reviews. I don't care what it is. I got a review on this widget or this, left-handed wrench, but my review videos just explode because every single person that's thinking about getting a Rectech is going to watch that. And every, or a pit boss or this knife or this controller or whatever it is. If most people do research on things. And I'm telling you, that's the only way I got monetized because my videos get shit for views. But I put up a few of those reviews and holy moly. And at some point that's going to fall off, once it's a year after you posted that, then those views don't count anymore. So those review videos are interesting and useful to people. And they really will benefit your channel a lot. So I really would do those.
I've been studying the top 20 YouTube ideas out there, and reviews were in the top 10.
Yeah.
People love reviews. It's amazing. They're like animation and
Well, yeah, but think about it. When I went to buy my Rectech, that's exactly what I did. I mean, I wasn't looking for a Rectech. I was looking for a new pellet grill. Another brand, not a Traeger. And I thought, wow, and I was ready to pull the trigger, and I saw this one video, and I was like, this just makes sense to me.
sure.
And but I probably watched 10 different reviews on that brand, but there weren't that many. There aren't that many videos on certain products. So those, I know Lewis does a lot of those kind of things. And when it comes to, getting monetized is hard, but you also got to stay monetized. And things like what you're doing right now, I really need to start doing some live chats. Charlie's the master at that shit. He's on, seems like every time I log in. But
Every other day.
but that really is going to dial up your your view minutes. And but yeah, those review videos are really, really popular, and you get subs obviously from it too.
So Charlie wants to know, what's one thing Gary wants to cook this year that he hasn't done before?
Alligator.
Yeah, where were you, Charlie? Jeez.
No, I would like to do an alligator. I would like to do a suckling pig, a small whole pig, something like that. But I just got this new stick burner, and I haven't been able to use it because the weather's been crappy. So it's outside with a tarp over it. And I kind of want to relive my whole experience of cooking all these things I've already done, but do it on a stick burner and ribs and just kind of, I've come to believe that the term pitmaster means a fire pit, learning to actually cook with fire and wood and managing the whole thing. And I farted around a couple of times with it, and I'm telling you, I get it. I get why it's hard.
Yeah, it looks hard. I mean, to me,
You get this nasty smoke coming through that thing, and then okay, if I keep the door open just this much, and I keep the flame anyway, there's an art to that. And I totally have mad respect for people that can cook on one of those. And I believe that it probably is a superior product if you do it right.
if you do it,
That's better than my pellet grill.
yeah. Just switch gears here real quick. Darnell wants to know where Monica is. She had a prior. Well, it's a long story, Darnell. We were going to do the show, and then I canceled it because I had something pressing come up, and then all of a sudden it just went away. So I rescheduled the show for the same time, but Monica, in the meantime, had scheduled something. So she says she's going to try to be on. But no, Monica has not been fired. She's not in a contract dispute. How can you be in a contract dispute when you get paid nothing? It's either going to get paid nothing or nothing.
Yeah.
So, no, but
Monica has some good recipes too.
Yeah, she does. And her parents are Hispanic, and she talks about some of those recipes. I'm always like, oh my God, I can't pronounce it. Biera tacos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be fun to I tried to make a Salvadoran or Salvadorian. I think it's Salvadoran. It's called a pupusa. There's a place I love, and oh buddy, I need to have one of those people come here and show me how the hell they do that, because those people have some mad skills that they've been taught that you can't learn.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the way Monica's mom is. That lady can cook. I've known Monica for years, and her mom can cook. Oh my God. And she's just like a little 5'1" Hispanic, lady.
Right.
Same with Monica. And she's a Spitfire, right? Monica's a Spitfire. But man, her mom can cook. Oh my.
Yeah, and I think that's something you got to be taught by in person. I'm not sure you can watch a video. Kirby, Cooking with Kirby, he does some good Latino foods. And Joe from Smoking Joe's.
Smoking Joe's. Yeah, I love Smoking Joe's.
Yeah,
he usually is, but
he's cool. He's real. He's the real deal.
Yep. No, I think my favorite food is Hispanic food. one of my good friends owns El Mariachi Loco. It's a Northwest. They go by different names, but it's a Northwest franchise. His uncle owns the
Oh,
restaurants. They're big in Portland and Coeur d'Alene and Seattle. I think they maybe have one in the Tri Cities. They've got one here in town. And he'll let me go back there every once in a while and watch those people cook, and it is absolutely amazing.
right.
And
Well,
these guys are from Mexico. They're all legal, right? They
yeah,
barely speak a lick of English, but
of course they are.
they can cook like crazy.
Right.
My gosh. No, I know that because I know one of them got pulled over not too
I'm
long ago,
I'm
and
kidding. I'm
they
kidding.
didn't bust him.
I'm kidding.
But I have to
Yeah.
hear about some of the servers. So, so we talked about the pitchfork. I wanted to talk about that. I find that fascinating. My grandpa Wolford would have loved that.
Yeah. I
And he
got
probably wouldn't have, all he would have done is ran it underwater. He wouldn't have done anything else. He had a dairy farm in Prosser, and he had
yeah.
10 different pitchforks. He wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
But your cauliflower loaf. Tell us about. I love cauliflower rice. I'm not a big fan of cauliflower, but the cauliflower loaf fascinated me.
Yeah. So that was another collaboration for Halloween.
Okay.
And I had seen a video where somebody took a head of cauliflower and covered it with ground beef. And I was trying to come up with something cool for Halloween. And it occurred to me that cauliflower kind of looked like a brain.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took my meatloaf recipe and thinly coated it, but I left some intentional areas open
That's
and I put some little eyes in it. But I'll tell you what, I will make that again with, not the Halloween theme. That was really good.
with it.
That cauliflower, if you like cauliflower, but oh my God, that was really tasty. That cauliflower, you have to boil it first to get it soft. But that was really probably one of the top 5 things I've ever liked that I cooked. Just that ground beef and that cauliflower and the barbecue sauce on it. My wife and I both, and from the presentation part, the standpoint of the Halloween theme, it was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it literally looked like a skull coming apart. So that was a big hit. That was a fun little project to do. Easy, cheap. So that's where that came from. It was another collaboration I did.
I notice you say project. Do you look at your cooks as, especially like maybe in the YouTube scope, projects?
Well, yeah. I mean, it is a project. It's
Sure.
it's you have to come up with the concept, the idea, and then research it, and then get the ingredients or get the stuff that you're going to need, and then kind of lay out a plan, and then do the plan, and then edit it, and by the time it is a project.
It is, yeah.
So absolutely,
Labor of love.
labor of love
Yeah.
sometimes. Unless
Exactly.
I'm trying to shoot, edit, and then post in the same day, because I'm
I
a lazy ass and I did get it done.
The only thing I've ever done with that is shorts. What do you think about shorts?
I don't know yet. I did one. So one of my top videos, it was crazy. I was shooting a video and I ran out of SPG. So I have this little recipe for SPG that I got from Aim 'em and Claim 'em. It's his
Okay.
recipe,
Yeah.
but Brother James. So anyway, I needed to make it. So I grabbed the bowl and I had the camera going, and so I went through that little thing, and it was, I don't know, it wasn't very long, 3 or 4 minutes. And anyway, but that thing's had like 16,000 views.
That's insane.
And so whenever I do a video and I'm saying, okay, I'm going to put my homemade SPG on now, I put an iCard up above it, make your own SPG. But it's stupid. I mean, and that's not huge. I understand 16, but for me, that's one of my top viewed videos. So I thought, if I'm going to do this short thing, it has to be less than a minute. So I took that video and I just edited it down, because it do the da 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 da, and it didn't get the big hit that I had hoped. But I had some concerns about, if I'm going to do a 1 minute video, how's that going to affect my average view time? And you know, I there was a stream today. You may have seen it on the Hot Seat Survivors
Oh yeah, yeah.
group,
I saw that you'd posted on there and that.
and there were some people talking about it, and you know, in fact, Lep was one of them. And hey, if somebody watches something, if even if it's only a minute, it is a view, it is a like, and maybe you're going to get a sub from it.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure. I'm not deep enough into this to watch the metrics to really understand. I don't really care. You know what? I'm throwing stuff out there. This is not my living. Probably never will be. Um, I like the concept of how easy it is. Frankly, I'm going to go back and find a bunch of my old videos that I've already done and edit them down.
Okay.
But you know who does a good job with these is Dad Incredible. He's a
Oh, he just did one tonight. Yeah.
he's hilarious. He does these little things. At least I think he does a great job with these. So apparently they're all the rage. I think Lep said he got like 200 hits, or maybe that was Hooper, but I don't get. I only got like 125. Some of them take off.
Me. Yeah.
So I think this. I think it's if you can use video that you're already shooting. I don't know that I would shoot one just to shoot one, but I'll bet you there's pieces of video that you already have that you could easily turn into one of those. Why not?
Yeah. I've done some just for the hell of it, like the pork chop and like I was making tacos the other day, and I decided I was going to make my own taco sauce. So I went
Right?
to allrecipes.com, I think it is. And
Yeah.
on the 5-star recipe, and so I put it, and I happened to have everything, so I put it together, and I just shot it right there, and I got 50 views.
There you go.
My pork chop got 65. I was like, and then some people, they have this, and I'm googling it, or not googling it, but going on YouTube looking at the same damn thing, and they're getting like 22,000. You're just like, what the hell?
Right.
Different.
Yeah. A couple of people. It's new to me, and I'm not intuitive enough to really understand the whole metric thing, but it's huge. Apparently, it's got its own platform that's separate that YouTube. So
Yeah, the 18 to 24-year-olds like it.
the answer is, well, hell, I like them. I mean, I'd much rather not watch Sam the cooking guy for 20 minutes if I could. But see, that's just the difference. There's entertainment in that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do more. I'm going to do more of them. I just can't take the time to shoot another whole video just for that. Set up my camera again, edit again. So I'm going to go through. I don't know. I get 150 or so videos. I'm just going to go through them and see if I can't piece together some. Maybe that'd be a good blooper reel.
There you go. Well, that's actually kind of a cool idea. I did 2 videos on my. I just got done with a 4-day weekend. I did 2 videos, um, mac and cheese, actually shells and cheese,
Yeah.
and stuffed bell peppers. And while I was doing them, I did so like with the stuffed bell peppers, I had 2 bell peppers. Actually, I had 3, and I took the third one and I made it just for a short video. Right,
Oh,
it's all
right.
part of the same mix. Everything. It's
Yeah, you're there.
You never saw that third pepper because it was always off to the side.
Right.
The actual video that came out,
So
same thing
there
with
you go.
mac and cheese. I just filmed it along the way and cut the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's the future, or part of the future.
yeah.
I can't see it being a damage, but again, I'm not an expert. An
Yeah.
X is a has been, and a spurt is a drip under pressure. So
There
I'm
you
not sure I really want to be an expert.
go. Charlie wants to know, what is your favorite international cuisine? And I'm so far behind on questions. It's all good, Gary. I'm just, looking at
Um,
questions here. It's all good.
I like baked spaghetti. Is that international?
Yes, it's
It's
Italian.
Italian, right? I like baked spaghetti on my pellet grill. Actually, that's one of my better videos. You make spaghetti like you normally would, put it in a disposable pan, dump some cheese on it, and then bake it so the top is brown.
Hmm.
Ooh, it's
Actually, sounds really good.
it is. It is. It's cheap, easy, and it's one of those. It's why I look like I do.
Oh my God. Yes. Um, boy, back to where we were at. What does 2021 hold for your channel, Gary?
More shorts,
Okay.
more consistency. Um, I'm really trying to figure out a way to do uh, 2 videos a week, at least twice a month. I can't do it every week, but I really think that if there's any way that you could shoot 2 videos in a day and get some library built up and post, I post mine at 7 a.m. on Saturday. I don't know, there's probably people that know what the best time is, but it seems to me a lot of people are off work. So I post on Saturday mornings at 7. And then I'd really like to put something up, and maybe that's my strategy, would be to do my shorts on Wednesdays, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and post those. Because a lot of people don't work Wednesdays. I don't know, but a little bit more consistency, and don't miss a week, and more structure, more, not this last minute. Holy shit! What am I going to do? I have my yellow pad. Holy, you flip through it. Just being more organized, more structured, and you get to the point where, and it's not a lot of money, but $150 a month is paying for my food,
There you
and
go.
I'm thinking, wow, this really isn't that hard.
Correct.
If I could get that up to $200 or $300, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
If it didn't take a lot of extra, so it's kind of like a side job in a way.
Correct.
So I want to try to. I'm never going to be able to to uh, to do it as a living, but hell, if I can eat for free, then hey, sign me up. And it couldn't hurt my catering business either. So
You got a point there. Yeah, absolutely. And you may be able to tie something in with your business as well.
right, exactly.
Social media is the thing these days.
Ed Zachary.
Yeah. Let's see. Charlie says the shorts don't get monetized. I think though maybe subs. I think it depends upon how the shorts are viewed. If it's through the actual hashtag shorts, it
I
doesn't
don't know.
view.
I
There's
don't know anything. I've been hearing about it, and I thought, what the hell? I'll put one up. So he may be right. I don't know if it's monetized or not, but it certainly is a view,
yeah,
uh, and and you may get a sub from it.
correct. You definitely get to keep the sub if you get it.
Yeah. So I don't know, Charlie.
Then again,
So,
I've heard that subs is one of those things. Is like if they sub you, but they only watch 40 seconds or less, then YouTube looks at it as if it was a
failure.
yeah, spam.
Yeah. So you know what? Again, this ain't my job. I'm gonna do this because I like to do it, and I'll do whatever. Um, I- I'm not that sophisticated in terms of paying attention to all this stuff, and I'm getting older, not younger, so my learning curve is not going the right direction for all this technology.
Yeah.
But all I know is, I get a check every month from YouTube, and I buy groceries with it, and I'm having a good time. And I don't. It's as simple as that. Just you got to have fun with this. There have been a few times when it hasn't been fun. It's like I got to do something this week, and she's like, let's do this, and I said I can't. I got to da da da. So it gets real. It truly does become sort of a quasi uh, uh, second job a little bit,
And yeah,
and especially when we're not at 1,000 subs yet and you're not monetized and you put in all this time, uh, man, it's kind of a drag. But now I'm like, shit, yeah, I'm glad I did that.
hmm
So and some of these guys, I can't imagine what somebody with 2.5 million subs makes.
oh, it's got to be
But
now.
yeah, and people give you product and this, that, and the other thing. But
Right.
so Charlie, yeah, I don't know. You got my number. Text me if you have some advice on that whole minute thing.
That's your homework for next week, Charlie.
Right.
What is, we already asked that question. Jeez, oh, Pete, we already asked that question. What is your biggest hurdle that you think you see in the future? That's kind of
As-
open-ended, funky question.
yeah, I don't know. Getting through COVID, getting back to work full time. Well, I'm working full time, but yeah, just getting through life. I every day I think, well, the worst is past now.
Oh,
And, we're going to start to somehow normalize. And then I turn on the TV tonight and it's holy shit. People are breaking into the Capitol building and tearing shit up and squirting police. My biggest hurdle personally is this is starting to piss me off. I'm come on, uh, not from any particular viewpoint, but and then my other big hurdle is learning how to use my stick burner. I want to get out there and I want to play with it. And fire management, is something I really need to learn. So I don't know what open ended. So there you go. Sorry for
no, it's
the
kind of a
babble,
funky
but
question. I know when I wrote it up, I probably had something in mind, but I
yeah.
don't know. Mr. Fred, Mega Fred Zepp,
Mega Fred, rock on, brother.
let me tell you hi. So there you go. So let's get into some fun stuff now. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, did you ever find out what kemosabe means?
No, no one knows. I suspect, I suspect it truly means friend, but the speculation is that in secret it means, you're a butthead or something like that. So
Uh,
I did find out what you call cheese that isn't yours.
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
That was one of my favorite jokes as a kid.
Yeah, that's I'm a grandparent, so we have a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Have you ever seen The Big Lebowski?
Oh yeah.
All right. All right.
At least twice, if not three. In fact, Leanne and I watched it not long ago, and I
Nice.
had forgotten a lot of it.
I probably watch it 10 times a year, and every time I notice something different.
Yeah, it's I like it.
Yeah. All right. So here's the question. You see
Yeah,
behind me here.
I
We have
can
to guess this.
I can see
Cilantro.
cilantro. Yeah,
Are you team cilantro or not?
man. I don't dislike. I like cilantro on tacos, and that would be it.
There's,
It has kind of a polarizing flavor.
there's not a maybe in there.
Right?
I want to put
I'm gonna be a no.
that. Oh.
I like cilantro on tacos, but when else do you use it? I'm not a good enough chef to understand truly how it should be used. So I probably would be a cilantro guy. I would be a yes if I understood truly how to cook and use it.
Okay.
You
Well,
know,
you got to be a no, I guess.
yeah, it has a flavor that's unique and distinct that I'm not used to. And it's a salt, yeah, pepper, yeah, rubbed, yeah, and then this flavor comes out. It's like, ooh, I don't know if I need that. Why
I
did
know
I put that?
Hispanic people don't like it.
Why did I put that up? It isn't so much I don't like it. It's much as I my wife loves it. So
She's not on the hot seat, dude.
no, she's not. But I'm
But
just
she's
going to
not
say
hot.
no, just because it's not something I would seek out. Um, so there, I don't know.
No, it makes sense. Charlie wants to know, how does he like doing brisket? Man, Charlie, you weren't here earlier.
How do I like doing it? Meaning, how do I like to? What do I like to cook it on? I
Yeah.
love to. I love to do brisket. Honestly, if I'm going to do a brisket for neighbors or the family, I like to do it on my pellet grill just because it's easy.
Okay.
I trim it, I season it, I put it on there. I don't have to watch a fire because those are long cooks, and I can set that sucker at whatever it is. I've been doing 275 more than I used to. I used to be a 250 guy. Um, anyway, pellet grill. If you're asking about a it's just easy. Pellet grills are just easy. You just set the damn thing and you go mow the lawn and have a couple of beers and you can go to the store. I probably my favorite one I've done was on my Weber Smoky Mountain, though, where I really took the time and added some wood to it. So I'm not sure if that answers the question, but I would like to do one. I'd like to do one sometime on a kettle, but it's almost like why? I can, but why?
Well, that was a question that we kind of overlooked was, you've got all these pieces of equipment that you cook with, like a Rectech, Blackstone, and Weber. What's your favorite?
Don't have a favorite. It depends on what I'm cooking and how much time I have. Okay. For chicken wings, absolutely my Weber kettle with a Vortex in it.
Okay.
That Vortex they come out perfect. They're nice and crispy. And it's a 4-probe remote controller, but it also has an accessory that I bought. It's a little fan that plugs into the hole, the vent hole, like on your Weber Smoky Mountain. Mm-hmm. And it's a little fan, and it works off so I want to experiment with that. And it's like, so you shut basically everything down except for the top, and you set your temp like you would a pellet grill, and it'll control the temp for you. So
interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, it wasn't cheap, but I'm really looking forward to experiment with that. So I don't have a favorite. And people ask me that probably more than anything when they see my grills. It depends on what I'm cooking for stir fry. Obviously, I'll tell you what, that Blackstone, I resisted getting a Blackstone. I'm a barbecue guy. I don't need no damn flat top. That ain't barbecue. And I'll tell you what, we use that probably more on a daily or especially when it's nice out, just because it's so quick, easy to clean. Stir fry, it's healthy. I'm a big believer in flat tops, and I really came close to getting Brand X when it came to a flat top. Meat Cranium down there, has the camshaft, and I had another camshaft that was smaller, but Blackstone came out with this griddle that has air fryers built into it. And when I saw that, it was just so sexy. It just looked like a damn race car.
The search was over.
It was over. And it was close. It was pretty much the same price, like $50 more. So, and it wasn't on the market yet. So I got one of the first ones. And I don't use the air fryers as much as I thought I would, because you'd think you do the fries down there while you're doing the but I love that flat top. I love my pellet grill. I love my kettles. I love my Weber Smoky Mountains. I like to smoke cheese. I'm looking forward to learning to use my stick burner. So, it's like Fred Zeppelin with music. I'm sure he doesn't have a favorite band. He may, but it depends on your mood. It depends on what you're doing, how much time you got, what kind of food is it. A lot of variables. So there is no such thing as a favorite. Just have fun.
There you go. That's the name of it right there.
Right.
Charlie has another question for you. Wow.
Let me put my surprise face on.
Exactly. Yeah. What is a movie or book that changed the way you thought?
The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey.
Okay. And how so?
Basically,
like a book club here.
Yeah, well, it was a long time ago when I've been in management a long time, and we used to do group readings of books, and basically that was the first book that I ever really read that taught you to communicate with everyone, not just how to manage people or how to interact with a certain kind of a person. It basically was just, this is how you interact with other human beings. And it kind of led me down the path into some other things. And I read, I have I study a lot of faiths, and different philosophies, and I read Chinese philosophy, and I kind of am interested in studying a lot of ways of thinking and living, not because I want to become them. I just want to understand, how can there be billions of Muslims with a B? And I thought, well, how can that even be? I don't even know what that is. So, I started to study that a little bit. And that led me to some of the other, Eastern philosophies and things. So, I'm not going to go into what I believe or don't, but um, just kind of understanding, people are people, and the way you interact with other human beings matter.
Correct.
And it affects the way I feel as much as anything else. So yeah, that's a good book.
Oh,
So
there you go, Charlie. Leanne Taylor wants to know, what kind of thermal pins do you like best?
that's my wife.
Oh,
Hi, honey. Um, I I had I like those instant read thermometers, and when I got my trailer that has my sick burner, I needed another one. And then Lewis did a review on thermopens, and he had one that was like $25 that I liked because it lit. Anyway, I've got like 5 thermopens and or those style instant read thermometers in the past 5 months, and she's giving me shit because every time I turn around, I got a new one. But that's a must-have.
the thermal pins. Yeah.
Yeah, an instant read thermometer of some kind.
Yeah.
And you don't have to spend a lot. Some of those things are $100,
I
but
mean,
I got one for 25. That's a Therm. It's not Thermo Pro. It's Therm Pro, and it lights up. It's just so damn easy to read, especially this time of year. I can't see.
okay.
So yeah,
She also says, Lewis, camera girl coming up soon.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. Hope I didn't cause problems. Nope, she never said that. Never mind. That was somebody
Oh
else.
no,
Uh,
no.
yeah, I won a thermal pin from Hungry Hussy
Oh yeah,
about a month ago, and I'll tell you what, that thing is nice.
yeah, yeah. They are, and it's really, really. You know what? It matters. That's one of the biggest things I learned from a lot of other people. But, if 145 is safe, don't go to 146. The absolute minimum you can cook protein to keep it safe completely changes the outcome, as far as I'm concerned, of the end result for texture. Uh, if it just does. You
Yeah,
cook a brisket to 180 degrees versus 205. I mean, anyway, you get it. But
sure, absolutely. Yeah,
knowing a precise temperature is really, really important.
correct.
Uh,
Yep. So we're going to open this up kind of to the other folks too, but because that I've got Danny DeVito as when they asked me this question, who plays you in your movie? So we're going to make a movie about your life. Who plays you? Somebody said Danny DeVito for me, and I'm like, what?
yeah. Um, I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I don't know a lot of names of people. I know a lot of actors that I like, but I don't know what their names are. It's because I'm old.
Guy.
So the guy that played the enforcer on the series Breaking Bad.
Okay.
So the guy that worked for the lawyer, uh, Sal Goodman, whatever that guy's name is, I like that guy.
Dean Cranston. Was it Dean Cranston?
I don't know what his name is, but I love that character.
Somebody said John Goodman.
John,
King
could
of
be
the Hill guy.
right,
I
right.
always love this question, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody said
I don't
Channing Tatum.
care. Anybody can play me, as long as they uh, have fun doing it.
There you go. Lee over at Smoking Bear says Jean Claude Van Damme.
Oh yeah, Yeah, there you go.
I definitely see that one right there. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do the splits on my pellet grill.
Dame Judy. Oh my God. James
What?
Judy Dench. Stacy Keach.
Yeah, that could work. I like him.
Yeah, I love this part. You know?
He was a fun private eye.
Yeah. Well, last question for you.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Anything else you'd like to say to everyone?
No, I just I think I kind of already. It's such an honor to be part of a community like this where we can all share a common interest and give each other shit and have fun and watch each other. We really are involved in each other's lives.
Yes.
In some cases, more than my family. I have brothers. Anyway, so yeah, no, I just think it's cool what this is and who we all kind of are as a group, and it's a fun hobby. And Happy New Year and rock on.
Gary, thank you so much for being on.
You
It was
betcha.
an
Thanks
absolute
for
pleasure.
having me. It's
Yeah.
been a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, guys, I am. I'd love to stay, but I've had a crazy ass day, and I just promise I'll stay later next week.
No worries.
Today has just absolutely sucked. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, Charlie says Chris Rock. He could see Chris Rock playing.
Oh, I love Chris Rock. Believe it or not, I'm a
Uh,
big fan.
yeah, I am too. But, uh, all right, guys.
All
Well,
right.
we're gonna call it. Thank you again, Gary. Everybody,
Yep.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
showing up. We will talk to you next week, and hopefully Monica will be back. And thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Gary.
Right on.
Bye,
We'll
guys.
see you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.